What is shaking, everybody? Today we got college football. We got Kawhi Leonard, Steve Ballmer. Can't do that. Sour Cap's there for a reason. I bet you he's not the only one that's doing it. You're saying, what did he do? Well, we're going to get to that. And then we'll get to the Giants fight from last night and maybe compare it to a fight from years gone by. So we got all that coming up. But first off, before we even get to college football, I got to get to this. The Halos. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why are you fucking bringing up the Halos? The Halos? The Halos are in last place. No. They're ahead of the A's. A's still count. I know you're thinking A's don't count. A's do count. A's count because they're still in baseball. Just because they don't have a team or a city designation, they're still in baseball. They're ahead of them. It's not saying much, but it's something. But you know what, more than that, and I didn't even mention this when I was doing the shows. And if I did mention it, I'm going to mention it again because I don't think I mentioned it. I don't care what the Angels do this year anymore. Well, I kind of do. And there's been some guys that have had good years for him. Adele has over 30 home runs. I think Ward has 29 or 30. Neto has like 25. Like, they have some guys actually having some decent years for him. But that's not what I'm here to talk about because you don't care about the Angels. Nobody cares about the Angels. Like, I care about the Angels, and I'm sure there's a few other people, but none of you. You don't care about the Angels. Why would you care about the Angels? But here's one. In one way, you will care about the Angels, although not as much because the Giants are out of it too. Even though some people are trying to say, I don't know, the Giants got something special going on. Fucking special going on. What's special going on heading to the offseason? I mean, come on. Things are a lot easier when you're out of it. You can hit home runs. You're like, hey, we're winning. Look at this. Oh, we're out of it, whatever. Oh, we're getting close again. Now let's go back to scoring 2 runs a game. So I don't buy for a second that the Giants are sneaking back into this thing. They're 5 games out of the wild card. They still got the Reds. Please. I mean, get like 5 or 6 games over 500 and then talk to me. Anyway, but if they were in it, one of the reasons the Angels would matter is, are they going to make the playoffs this year? Hell no. They're the Angels. They've made it one time in Mike Trout's career and got swept by the Royals. And I'm not sure if that was the Royals that lost to the Giants or the Royals that beat the Mets the next year. I think it was the Royals that beat the Mets the next. Anyway, whatever. They've been to the playoffs one time, Mike Trout's career. What travesty, huh? But it's not about that. So they're not going to go to the playoffs this year, which means they're not going to win a game in the playoffs this year. But what they did do this year, Freeway Series, sweep. Just broomed them right out. 6-0. So, as you know, my good friend, Steve Kerr, huge Dodger fan. He loves the Dodgers, grew up with the Dodgers. I mean, he grew up watching the same teams I did. Dodgers, Lakers, Rams, those teams. But where he still has an affinity to the Dodgers, I don't think he likes the Lakers anymore. I'll have to ask him, but I did see him pumping his fist last year when he was on the bench when LeBron hit a shot. Kind of weird. But he does like the Dodgers and he does like the Rams. I don't like the Dodgers. I don't like the Rams anymore. So I'm not. So, but I moved on to the Angels and he's Dodger fan. So he's always telling me, hey, come on over. Why don't you get back to the Dodgers? Those are your roots. That's what you grew up watching. And I just give him the middle finger emoji. No. Why? No, sorry. I'm not. Dodger days are way over, like 40 years ago, over, done. I'm an Angel guy. So every time now he sends me a text or whatever, talking about the Angels and how their ranking in the minor leagues are not good. How they're pitching, not good. Not good. I just send him a little image of a raccoon sweeping. Because that's what the Angels did to the Dodgers this year. They will always have that. There is no trophy. I don't want there to be a trophy. Like the stupid Babe Ruth trophy. One of the dumbest things ever. Like, nobody wants a trophy for a fucking crosstown rival. But the knowledge that you did sweep them, that's pretty nice. That was nice. So anyway, Go Halos. That'll be the high point of this year by far. By far the high point of this year. And you know what? That's where I'm at. I'm okay with that. I am okay with the Angels sweeping the Dodgers, and that's all you get. It's like if you are Michigan, beat Ohio State beat Michigan, Auburn. Even if you don't have a great year, you're Auburn, right? You go to a Gator Bowl, or I guess Gator Bowl would be pretty good for them. Just beat Bama, right? You beat Bama, you're good. They're just certain schools, Cal, Stanford. They beat each other, good year. It's fine year. Like graduate and beat the other school, and you're fine. And go to a bowl game. Maybe even a small bowl game, like a bowl game that doesn't even exist anymore, like the Blue Bonnet Bowl. Like, hey, we went to the Blue Bonnet Bowl this year. No, you didn't. Doesn't exist. It hasn't been around for like 30 years. You didn't go to the Blue Bonnet Bowl. But Cal could go to with that quarterback. I like that young quarterback. They might go to a bowl game this year. Who knows? Stanford. Just think how long ago Stanford was in like the top 5 and playing in Fiesta Bowls. Harbaugh, Shaw had him rolling, and then not rolling anymore. It shows you how impressive it was that they did get him to that level. Really was. So anyway, we're kind of dovetailing here down the slopes. Well, since we're on to college football, let's get to some college football. We're going to try to get to college football on Wednesdays a little bit. Maybe some on Mondays, but mostly on Wednesdays. What is that? I do live for the action, but I don't live for the action of you calling me. Oh, I can bet on anything, but I don't want to bet on anything. Can I bet on anything now? Well, I could, but I don't want to. Technology. Fucking technology. Go away. So I did want to get to some college football because this year is mostly going to be spent on Mondays, Brent Jones. Might get a little college football in there with him. And then Fridays, we'll do some handicapping. I might get to some college football on Fridays, like some previews. Not a lot to preview this week. Michigan, Oklahoma. That should be kind of a fun game. I'm looking forward to that. But it's not like last week where there's a bunch of games to get into and talk about. So let's dive into like 4 or 5 of them real quick. And like I said, I want to get to Kawhi Leonard. I want to get to the Giants fight last night with the Rockies. Start off with the big one, Texas, Ohio State. And unless Arch Manning threw for 3 or 4 touchdowns, threw for 300 yards, and Texas won that game by 14, nothing was going to match the hype or exceed the hype. That's just the way it is. He went to Texas, big school. He was a 5-star recruit. He's a Manning. Is it fair? Not really. I mean, the expectations were out of this world for this guy. And everyone just expected him to boom. I mean, he was playing in Columbus. He was playing against the Ohio State Buckeyes, who did win the national championship last year. And, oh, by the way, still have a pretty good defense. And it's still a tough place to play. So did you expect him to go in there and light it up? Probably not. If you did, you were mistaken. I think most people thought he would make some of the easier throws that he missed. He clearly wasn't comfortable. Clearly never got in a zone to where he could just drop back, game slows down, boom, boom, boom. He just missed some really easy throws that you thought a guy like that would make. But that's our fault because we thought a guy like that, he's a 5-star and he's a Manning. So of course, he's going to get it done. You never know until you know. I say that all the time. Meaning, I don't care what your name is, who your mom and dad are, what kind of training you had, where you went to school. You don't know until you see him play. You never know how good a guy is going to be until you see him play. Period. I don't care what your name is. That being said, I would suspect over the next 3 games that are going to be much easier. We're going to see a comfort zone with him. And he's going to be better than he was against Ohio State. That's about as tough an opener as you can have at the Horseshoe. I don't care who you are. And especially your first road start, those are always tough. And it's not like Julian Sand killed it. And he was starting at home. And he was a 5-star recruit. Went to Bama, transferred to Ohio State. Now, they didn't ask him to do much because they were winning, so they had the reins pretty tight on him. But that lets you know all you need to know right there, doesn't it? I mean, if you had a guy you felt confident in that could just go out there and sling it around, you'd let him go. Let's get up 21-0, 28-0. No, it's like once they're up 7-0, 14, I was like, whoa. Let's keep it to a trot. We don't need to open this thing up full throttle. We're good where we're at. Let's make them make the mistakes and try to score. So I would like to say, of course, Manning's going to be, I don't know what he's going to be. I don't. Neither do you. That's the problem. Everybody tries to jump to conclusions because they know what a guy is going to be, but we don't know what he's going to be. I do know this. Texas is going to be pretty good. Texas is going to be fine. They outgained Ohio State by over 100 yards in that game. Ohio State only had 200 yards in that game, 200. And by the way, the first touchdown drive in that game where Ohio State was going to punt on 4th and 4 from Texas's or the Ohio State 44-yard line, hands to the face. Simmons, hands to the face, 15 yards. Hey, we don't have to punt anymore. Cool. 2 plays later, defensive holding. That's 10 more yards, and then they ran it in touchdown. So it wasn't like they were moving up and down the field on Texas. Like everything you heard about Texas and their defense, I think that's legit. Their running game was fine. I mean, Texas' running game was fine. Just the passing game was a little wonky. And they did get inside the goal line, got down to the 3, got down to the 2, I think it was. Quarterback sneak, didn't love it. Didn't get it. And then that was it. Of course, you never love plays that don't work, right? Did that play work? No, yeah, I don't like it. Well, yeah, of course. But like, what's the thought process? I don't know what the thought process was there. I'm more of a spread it out and run it guy, not a jam everybody in together. Like just and let's just like wedge it in there. Let's wedge. Like, how about we spread it out? What's up? And give our guy some room. Give him some nooks and crannies, some Thomases. Give him, let him go. All right. Hey, here we go. Or how about, it's a shotgun. I hate shotgun in that situation, but quarterback sneak shotgun, at least you can kind of see what's in front of you. And then give them a check to maybe even a pass if they jam it up. So anyway, whatever. They didn't get it. They didn't get like only 1 for 5 on 4th downs, period. So wasn't a great game for Texas, obviously. But again, they outgained about 100 yards, outgained them per play. And I think Texas is going to be fine. And if Arch Manning is close to what everybody thinks he is, they're going to be fine. I mean, they still got to get the receivers. Bond is gone. Golden's gone. They got to get that all shored up and see if the receivers are going to be as good as they were. Again, Wisner, the running back, fine. I think the defense is going to be really good. But it's just one of those where the hype was so much on Texas, number 1 coming into the season, which means dick. Hey, whatever. Who cares what you're ranked? Doesn't even matter until like end of October, maybe. So I think both teams will be fine. We'll see about Ohio State. Again, they played from ahead, so it helped them that their young quarterback wasn't asked to do as much, but they didn't run the ball at all in that game. Ohio State, Texas shut down their running game. And so all in all, like, this is the type of game though you want to see, right? This is the type of game we all hoped we would see when the new playoff format was instituted. Like, we would get some of these big time games because you could lose a game and still be good. Like, Texas is not out of it by any means. So again, we'll see how Texas rebounds. We probably won't find out for a month. And I'm not sure what Ohio State's schedule holds, but big time win for Ohio State. And what does that give them? It gives them a little margin for error now, right? Because you could probably make the playoffs with 2 losses, depending on who they are. 3 is getting a little dicey, but 2, I think is doable. So Ohio State still has that margin that they probably still have a couple losses to play with, and Texas probably down to 1 at this point. So after that game, that was a morning game. Then you roll into Florida State, Ohio State, and think, okay, Alabama, Florida State. Florida State won like, what, 2-3 games last year? Maybe 2. They were awful last year. After a year where they almost made the playoffs. Maybe should have made the playoffs, except for their quarterback got hurt and were kept out of the playoffs. So Florida State goes in there. Tommy Castellanos transferred from Boston College. Gus Malzahn, former USF head coach, is the new offensive coordinator there at Florida State. So it's going to be a different look at Florida State. And wow, I mean, Florida State beat the shit out of them on the line. Did not expect that. They owned the line, both offensively and defensively. And that was the most shocking thing about that game. Not the margin of victory, which was shocking. There's no doubt about it. But it was just the way they won. It wasn't Alabama had a bunch of turnovers. In fact, I don't think Alabama had any turnovers, if I remember correctly. I think Florida State had one. So Alabama even won the turnover battle and lost and got dominated. Like running, Florida State had well over 200 yards of rushing, and I think Alabama was definitely under 100. I want to say 60-something, 80-something, something like that. But Tommy Castellano, look, he did a really nice job running the ball. He did a nice job of taking care of the ball. And I thought his passing was better than the numbers would tell you. Like, he was on point a few times. Like, not a few times, most times. When they asked him to throw it, he was on point. So that was shocking that Alabama just got dominated at the line of scrimmage. Big win by LSU. So LSU goes to Clemson, 17-10, down 10-3 at half, outscored them 14-0 at halftime. I mean, really impressive win. That's the type of game LSU loses. That's the type of game they have lost in the past, especially to open the season. How we doing? We doing? This is Kit. You don't get to see Kit very often. And by the way, Kit was the one that went to the vet before I went to Germany. She actually had fluid in her lung. And so we took her down there and took her to the fine people at, went to Park Center and then went over to Berkeley, their emergency vet. And they took care of her and drained her lung. And then she came home and she's been on medication and slowly getting better, but she's doing fine right now. I was very, very worried that it was something much worse than an infection. She had an infection. They're not exactly sure how she got it. Would you like to fess up? Nope. So I'm glad Kit's back and on the mend and doing okay and getting out in the back and doing her thing. So, we love you, little girl. So, yeah, she scared us a little bit for a couple of days, but she's back, just chilling. And she loves hanging out, watching college football. Big fan of college football. Big fan of college football. She likes all the Wildcats. So she likes Arizona. Big win over Hawaii, by the way. Not really. It was interesting because I thought Clemson would be a little more well-oiled. I know it's first game of the season. I get that. And LSU is a tough opponent. There's no doubt about that. But this Clemson team is a team that had like 17 starters back. They have a ton of starters. And I just thought they would look a little bit better. I know they lost their running back Maffa from last year. And I talked to Dr. Bob about that last week. He didn't think it'd be much of a huge deal. Maybe it wasn't. But their running game was no good. And the receiver, I don't know if it's Antonio. What was the kid's name? I probably should look up his name. But he missed the game. And the receivers didn't look good. Receivers were not great. So the offense didn't look good. Klubnik didn't look good. And look, Nussmeier didn't look great for the longest time. And they couldn't do anything offensively either. So it was one of those slugfest type games where you just kind of back and forth and you're waiting for someone to get a break. And finally, LSU got some traction offensively. And I want to look right now because I think it was Anderson. They're dude's tiny. Their wide receiver, and he got going in the third quarter, and they kind of started taking control of the game. even though, Clemson got stopped inside the 5, I want to say it was at the end of the game. But I thought LSU deserved to win that game. Again, big win for them. That's a game they've lost in the past. Let's see if I can find this kid's name. Clemson. Give me 2 seconds. News. Antonio Williams. There, I want to make sure I get the name right. Antonio Williams. He was the guy that missed the game, and he was kind of like, I guess, Klubnik's go-to receiver. But that was their problem last year. Was their receivers just weren't great, and they didn't stand out in this game. Didn't make a whole bunch of plays in this game either. So we'll see. We'll see at the ACC. Who knows, right? ACC, Florida State win. Clemson lost, but I still think Clemson's going to be okay. But I think it says more about LSU than Clemson. Like, I don't think Clemson, like, oh, God, Clemson, no. I think LSU just won that game, and it says more about LSU than it does about Clemson. But ACC, I still think Clemson's fine. Florida State wins, and then Miami. I mean, is the U back? Well, yeah. I don't know if they're back or not, but back looked good, and the defense looked really good. Now, C.J. Carr, he's the quarterback of Notre Dame, freshman. It's his first start on the road. You've heard that before. Again, Arch Manning, first start on the road. Not a freshman, but first road start. So those aren't easy. First road starts are not easy, especially true road starts. So, he scuffled a little bit. They didn't run the ball all that well. I didn't think they ran it enough early. I think there were a lot of short throws in that game. But anyway, I mean, they battled. It was 24-24, so it was like a really good football game. But I know I always hate when people say, oh, the sport is better when someone's good. I usually do. But college football is like the one sport I feel like it's kind of fun to have Miami and USC, like just schools like that. And you know why? Because that's when I grew up watching football. Like I think most people feel that way through nostalgia. And you grow up watching football at a certain period of time, and you're like, man, that I just love watching those schools. And so, anywho, that was a really good game, and it'd be cool if Miami is back. And then Belichick, oof, man, how about that? They just got mopped. Goes to show you need players. I don't care how good your coaching is. I said this over and over and over again. Phil Jackson ain't winning any Larry O'Brien trophies coaching in Vancouver or Memphis at the time. Like, you got to have the players. Phil Jackson's an incredible coach, one of the best. He had Michael Jordan. He had Scottie Pippen. He had Horace Grant. He had Dennis Rodman. He had Shaq. He had Kobe. Like, he had some of the greatest players of all time. Steve Kerr, one of my closest friends. I would say, I don't know where in the pantheon of coaching, but he's up there. He had Steph. He has Steph. He had KD. He's got Draymond. He had Clay. Like, coaches help, but you better have the players. Who'd Riley have? Oh, well, he just had Magic. He just had Worthy. He just had Kareem. He just had Dwayne Wade. He had Shaq. He had Alonzo Mourning. You got to have the players. They don't have the players. What do you think Belichick is going to do? Somebody was bringing up the point, yeah, you can win in your first year with programs. Yeah, you can. Harbaugh did it. Michigan. Urban Meyer did it. Florida, Ohio State, and maybe Florida. Like, these are brand schools that have football players. UNC is a basketball school. The last time UNC was really good was when they had like Dre Bly, Julius Peppers. Mac Brown was the coach there. It was just, they got smashed by TCU. Smashed. They were happy the audio was out for the most part of the game. Like, it just, it wasn't good. It wasn't good for Belichick, and they might be bad all year long. Like, and everybody's going to go, oh, Belichick. I don't know. You can't win without Brady. Can't win without great players. Like, come on. Belichick's a great coach. Coaching can only do so much. You put I don't know, put Mike Krzyzewski at Oregon State. See how many championships they win. I mean, you could probably get into the playoffs. I mean, the tournament, and they might even be in the top 15 or so. But winning championships and being as dominant as it was at Duke, probably not. And so anyway, that's our recap of college football. Now on to Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers. Apparently, Kawhi Leonard signed an endorsement deal with a company called Aspiration that I believe either Bomber owned or Bomber bought into for the purposes of going over the salary cap. Pablo Torre reported this on his podcast, his show, that it was $28 million over 4 years, $7 million a year, and he wanted the extra dough. Like if I'm going, like when he was being recruited, if I'm going to your team, then I want to be able to get a little extra money, a little something extra for the effort, so to speak. So he signed on with this company, Aspiration, $28 million, and they did no endorsing. Robert Downey Jr. is a part of it too. He did endorsing. Drake did it. He did endorsing. That's what they got paid for, to do endorsing. I don't even know what this company is. Like it's tree. I didn't even know what this is. Is Aspiration. What is this company? I looked it up and I forgot it. And I got to be honest, I'm a little distracted right now because I'm looking at my computer and the battery's running out. I'm like, oh, that ain't good. Let me see how much time I have left here. Let's see. 18%. That should be fine, shouldn't it? I'll keep an eye on it. It's like I'm driving through the desert right now. I'm not even at the sweating stage. I still got the radio cranked up. All right, just listening to a little AC/DC or Metallica. Just like, yeah, we'll get to a gas station, won't we? Yeah, gas is coming up. Gas is coming up. Start getting under 10, single digits. Then it's like, lower the radio a little. I'm going to listen to it, but I'm going to turn it down a little bit, right? Maybe turn the air conditioner down a little bit. I don't want to eat up the gas. So it's getting under 5 and I don't see a gas station, then we got problems. Then we start letting our foot off the gas and kind of coasting as long as we can. Let's coast. Let's hope we see something. Please, let's see something. So we're not at that stage. We're still at the music loud stage right now. So apparently, Dennis Robertson, Kawhi's uncle, went to the Lakers and wanted part ownership of the team. Like, you kidding me? Part ownership of the team, use of the private jet. Dennis Robertson, that's what I thought. I don't know if I've ever seen Dennis. I've heard about him a lot. I don't know if I've ever seen him. How great is that? We want part ownership of the team. We want to use the private plane whenever we want, and we want some money on the side. Jeannie Buss said, get lost. It's illegal. I'm not doing it. Looks like he may have got somebody. And now I don't know if he got ownership. I don't know if he gets to use the jet whenever he wants to. But this whole Aspiration deal where it's like that college job, right? Where you get paid for doing something, but you do nothing. A job that I had, but I did something. I got paid more than I should have, probably, but I did something. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I was filling cracks, in the concrete and doing all that. And now again, I was probably getting paid about $50 an hour. So it was a little more than maybe the going rate, but what am I going to complain? Are we going to turn him into the Better Business Bureau? Of course not. I'm going to take my money, shut up and go home. But he didn't do anything. Kawhi Leonard apparently did nothing for the endorsement fee, which you can't do because you go over the cap. You got to do something. And I mean, good work by Pablo Torre finding all this out. I'm not sure if somebody decided to squeal. I know the company went bankrupt and maybe I'd have to look into it a little bit more. They went bankrupt. The owner of the company is, I think, in jail for fraud. It's a mess. The company's a mess. And I'm guessing that's how they found out that Kawhi was on the books. Kawhi was on the books for what? For nothing. And even people at the company, apparently, that Pablo Torre interviewed, said, yeah, everybody knew that it was there to circumvent the salary cap. They were giving him money to circumvent the salary cap because that's what his uncle asked for. It's like, what are we, in college? Like, dude, you're getting paid like $50 million a year. Like, this isn't college where you're just on scholarship and you want extra money. This is like, you're getting a lot of money already. And a lot of times you're not earning it. You're not earning it at all. So that was a double whammy. Hey, you're going to give me like $50 million. I'm not going to play and I'm not going to endorse. Just going to chill. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to chill. And you're going to give me a lot of money. Bizarre. Now, what will come of this, if anything does come of it, fines, may take away some draft. The fines or whatever. Like, they can't fine Ballmer enough to make it really hurt him. They just can't. I read today it could be upwards of $7.5 million. Please. But that's glove compartment money for this guy. Just take it out, give it to you, we're good. Now, the draft picks would not be good because they don't have many draft picks to play with over the next 5 or 6 years anyway. So losing more draft picks could really, really hurt. But, yeah, how hard is it? Like, bro, just get on a billboard, okay? Just do like an online ad where you go, aspiration. And boom, you're done. That's it. You got to be something. And so, I mean, it's now that I think about it, I'm surprised this doesn't go on more often. Silly me. I thought 50, 60 million would be enough. I thought it would be enough. Why would I think that? Why would I think that? Okay, I always go with Gordon Gekko. When is enough, Gordon? It's not about the money. It's about the illusion of money. It's greed. Greed is good. It's greed. If we can get 50, let's get 60. If we get 60, let's get 70. If we get 70, let's get 80. If we get 80, let's get 100. Hut. Like, it's always going to be more. It's always going to be more. But I still don't understand, if you're going to do an endorsement deal, why not endorse it? I mean, it can't be that hard. It really can't be. Just something, a little something. Give a little effort, just a little. Again, I don't know much about this Dennis Robertson guy, but whatever. I mean, I love that he came in there with ownership of the team. Like, if I can get out of here, who do you think you're dealing with? Like, Kawhi makes a lot of money. The owners are the big boys. They're the big dogs. Okay. Hey, come here. We want your jet. Like, they probably don't even care about that. Like, whatever. But go away. So we'll see what comes of that. But it's still pretty funny. And if there are other guys out there doing this, they're probably thinking, damn, Kawhi, you messed it up for everybody. All right, let's go to the fight last night between 16%. We're good. I shouldn't get too happy. My buddy did that one time. He's like, we got plenty. Turn the music up. Boom, ran out of gas 3 miles later. We're just sitting in the back seat, man. Really? Music up? Like, we're good? And you just go. Okay, so this is the Rockies and the Giants. Freeland versus Devers. And Freeland, like, if I was Freeland, I'd be pissed all the time when I pitched. Why? He spent his whole career in Colorado as a pitcher. I wouldn't have a sense of humor. I would not have a sense of humor when I'm on the mound. Like, half the games I pitch, are on the moon. And this is what I got to live with. Like, my numbers are that. Those are my numbers. Like, I'm at 5.70 ERA or 5.5 ERA lifetime, whatever. So Dever first inning just takes him yard and then just stops. Well, he didn't stop. He stopped and admired his shot. And then Freeland started yelling at him. Like, what are you doing? Okay, get your ass out of the box and then, start trotting. Start moving. I gotta say, it's pretty light by today's standards. I mean, it wasn't much. But Freeland, again, you spend your whole career in Colorado pitching, you're probably going to be pissed off most of the time. Like, I've had it. I've had it. I got to pitch here. You're hitting. You're posing on me. You're like, and then we haven't even won 40 games this year. We're one of the worst teams of all time. I just don't need this. I don't even want to be here. I'm going to get kicked out. I'll get kicked out by starting some shit. So Devers like, I'm not going to deal with you. Are you kidding me? The Rockies, we can win 39 games. You're going to get on me? Like, please. I've made all-star teams. So anyway, so that started that. And then here we go. I love, where's the bullpen? Oh, there's Chapman. Chapman's like, yeah, let me get in there. Give my mustache. A little pushing, a little shoving. Haven't seen a punch thrown yet. Just seen a couple shoves. Like, hey, okay, Freeland, you get out of there. Look, if you're a pitcher and you start it, you should have to be involved in it somehow. You got to be. You can't run away from it. Like, if you throw at somebody or you yell at them and you bait them and you got to, your mouth gets the best of you, you got to stand there and take it. And coaches, let them stand there and take it. Stop babying these guys. And let's move them over to the side. We don't want you to get, because Freeland's happy right now, more than likely. Like, hey, grab me. Oh, hey, I'm going to kick your ass. Oh, you're lucky the coach grabbed me. And then Adames is like, if I can, okay, you want to go? I'll run over to you. And there's the coach. Freeland, I was going to get you. You're lucky this coach is holding me back because Freeland's doing his best to get away from that coach right now. I mean, he is a handful to hold on to. I don't know how that coach is holding on to Freeland. Jesus, look at that. It's like a bucking bronco. Freeland's just like, yeah, just hold me. Just make it look halfway decent. Let me take one step forward and point at him. Like, you're lucky. Lucky this coach is grabbing me. Or I'd kick your ass, man. So that was that. I mean, just that's today's base brawls, right? It's just not much. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and let's watch him pose. Like, again, this is by today's standards. That's just not. It's not much. He doesn't look at him at all. He doesn't look at him until Freeland starts yelling at him. So he's like, I'm not taking your shit. He's like, fuck you. And Freeland's like, I got to pitch my whole career here, man. Fuck you. I'm pissed. I'm always pissed. I'm just always mad. So the pitchers are always at the end. Like, they're outside the skirts. Like, they're it's like a mosh pit. And then they're outside the mosh pit where I would be. If I went to a rock concert nowadays, I never wanted to be in a mosh pit anyway, but now, 60 almost, I'm not going in a mosh pit. Stuff can break now, so I want to just be on the outside of the hurricane. And be on the outside of the hurricane. We're good. So Adames is there. Adames gets kicked out because he escalated things, and these guys are like, oh, this team sucks. Is that Cuzzy? That's Cuzzy. By the way, Cuzzy good to bet unders on. Big zone. Maybe that made him mad. Like, dude, your zone sucks, but not for unders. So there you go. So that was last night. And again, it's kind of your typical baseball, like, brouhaha nowadays. Nobody really gets into it. It's disappointing. And the announcers don't even have to say, oh, this is terrible. Somebody needs to get in there and break this up. They don't even have to say that because they know no one's going to get hurt. There are going to be no punches thrown, no lacerations, no facial bruising, nothing. You get nothing. Unlike this one from the 80s, which is like, now let me set this up for you. This is Padres Braves. Pascal Perez, or no, it's Pedro. Was it Pedro Pascal? I know it's Pascal. And he had a brother too, and I can't remember which one this one was. But Pascal was a pitcher for the Braves. And early on in the game, he hit Alan Wiggins for the Padres. The Padres have been trying to hit him for 4 at bats and kept missing. Yeah, Pedro Pascal, that's who it was. Thank you, Rockin. That 4 at bats. Whitson tried it, missed. Other bullpen dudes came in, tried to miss, got kicked out of the game for throwing at him and everything. Finally, Craig Lefferts came in for the Padres. And for those of you that remember Craig Lefferts used to sprint in from the dugout. Like just sprint. Lefty would just come hauling ass out of the dugout, kind of like Heath Bell, another former Padre. Remember when Heath Bell came in at the All-Star? I think it was the All-Star game. Came in and he had a massive divot in the middle of the infield. Like came in, slid in, and like, bro, what are you doing? You're gonna hurt yourself. Why are you doing that? So 8th inning, Craig Lefferts is in there, and he finally hits Pascal. So there you go. That's the setup, and let's see what ensues, if we can. All right, we're not going to. We're efforting to get that. I know we had it because I watched it earlier. So we will get this is like 80s Braves and Padres. And I guess while we have a moment, I will tell you that R.I.P. Alan Wiggins. He died when he was 32 years old, former second baseman of the San Diego Padres. You got it? Go ahead and see if you got it. And we're setting it up right now. Okay, so Lefferts just hit him. Okay, here we go. So this is like the 4th time Pascal's been at bat, and Pascal already knows. He's like backing away as soon even before he throws it. They're like, "You're out of here. You're out of here, Lefferts." And watch where Lefferts goes and stands. Like, if I can look at that. Like it's like he's in Braveheart. And he's at the very end of the pack, and there goes the horses, and they're running, and like they're fighting, and then Lefferts is like at the very back of the pack. Like, get your ass in there. You just hit him. Get in there. Everybody else is like, fuck it. We don't even need you. We're gonna go get in there too. So this is like now that I think that's Ken Kaiser, if I'm not mistaken. Ken Kaiser's at the bottom of the pile. Like a Pascal too. Like he's out of here. Like get the pitchers in there, and everybody else is just like, all right. Get the pitchers out of here. They're not athletes anyway. Let's go ahead and start kicking some ass in here. So this thing, I mean, there are punches being thrown in this one. And this is like, oh, you recognize him? Tim Flannery. Tim Flannery getting in there. Oh, and he's yelling at Pascal right now. He's going, hey, get your ass out of here, you puss. What are you doing? You've been throwing, you hit Wiggins, you're throwing at us. And Pascal was known as a little bit of a headhunter anyway. Like he would hit dudes. And like if you're going to hit a guy and you get hit, hey, you should expect it. I don't know who that is. Great stash, though. They had incredible porn stashes back in the 80s. That's Summers, maybe? I don't know. And Pascal's like, no, bro, I'm good. I'm just going to stand over here. You see the coach holding him again. Like, does it look like Pascal? Oh, he got loose. He's like, oh, there's Bob Horner. Yeah, Bob. Oh, look at the fans. Look at this guy. This guy jumps over. He's got the leisure wear on, got the slacks, tucked in collared shirt, and he's just stomping him on the head. And they're like, wait a minute, what are you doing in here? We can kick his ass, but you can't kick his ass. Like, we'll kick your ass. You can't kick his ass. We don't need the fans' help. But the fans said, we're going to come top rope and jump on this dude. And he had leisure wear on. Like he had slacks on, collared shirt, and he said, let's go. And even the Braves said, look, we're going to stop kicking your ass for a minute while we get this fan out of here. Because that's bullshit. Like, and the fan's in the dugout. The fan is in the dugout. He's hiding in the dugout. He just came crawling out, and here we go again. Like, and I think Flannery was in on that one. I think Flannery's a scrapper. You think Flannery is just like, we're just gonna play our music and stuff and kumbaya, and we'll be down at the Sweet Tree or Sweet Rain, whatever the hell it's called. There's Flannery. They're like, hey, Flan, come on, man. What are you doing? Glenn Hubbard in there as well. And I love that this thing just has like different, just different offshoots. Like it's like, oh, we got it quieted down. Oh, Bob Horner, by the way, Bob Horner is one of the 21 people that have 4 home runs in a game in Major League Baseball. Schwarber, all right, time for you to go to jail and time for you to go to jail. There's our man that jumped in. He's going to jail. Looks like he just got through playing 18 before he went to the game. Rick Camp. I love all these old names. But yeah, Horner was a 4 home run guy. Joe Torre, Dunlop. Is that the tire guy? I don't think so. He could be part of the tire family, the tire empire. I don't know. Joe Torre's like, what are we doing? What's going on here? Like, seriously? And look at Pascal. He's like, oh, here it comes. Like, even before the pitch was thrown, he's stepping out. He's like, I don't want any part of this. And Horner was probably thinking, I don't want to protect this son of a bitch. He's an asshole. I don't even like him. But I guess he's wearing a Braves jersey, so I guess I got to. So yes, to Sweetwater. So there you go. Now that was like an 80s fight. That's the difference between 80s fights and you watch this one. I was watching some fights last night. There you go. There's Horner, my favorite part. Yeah, look at those yellow. Like, what are you doing? Look at him. He got in there. He's like a wrestler. He's like the Iron Sheik. Like just stomping him with his boot. He's loading up the boot, just kicking him in the ribs. It just let me get him. I'm surprised Horner didn't like. Oh, look at him dumping the water on him. That's weak. What are you doing? And then I mean, he's right in the middle though. I mean, that's amazing. Again, never. Security's too tight nowadays, and it should be. You don't want that's not your place to jump out there. That's not your place to jump out there and join the fray. Now, this is good. It ain't hockey. Hockey, where Mike Milbury went up in the stands and was kicking fans' asses in a hockey game. Now, that hockey is a different animal, but this is pretty wild. This flipping, everybody's going to flip everybody off. You suck. And then, I love the way they're just let out in cuffs. Yeah, okay. Party's over. Let's go with me. So there you go. There's a difference between your now fights where everybody's kind of like hanging out and kind of pushing and shoving and hugging, and no one really just swings. There's no swinging. There's no malice. It's all for show. There was some malice back in the 80s. There was definitely some malice. But look at Flannery's eyes. He's like, fuck. I think he's telling that guy, I'm going to be playing Sweetwater in like 40 years. Suck it, pal. Like thinking of new songs in his head. Like Flannery was a little bit of a madman back in the day. But yeah, back then it was, let's get after it. Let's throw some punches and then go. Nowadays, nah, we're not doing punches. We're not doing punches. So, and that all started again with Pascal hitting Alan Wiggins, who, by the way, I said passed away at 32 years of age. First baseball player known to have passed away due to complications of AIDS, which was like, remember at the time was like, oh God, everybody thought AIDS was a death sentence and magic. And that was, thank you. Who do we got in that? That's a tremendous fight club. Bill Martin, underrated, by the way. I think Bill Martin would be underrated in that. God, I wish, yeah. Do I wish my body looked like that? Yeah, I do. That would be nice. My body's never looked like that. The closest to that is Bill Martin. Bill Martin's body, I think Bill Martin's still pretty tight. Like you look at like Bill's still in shape. I'm not. Where's Ratto? Yeah, get Ratto into the fight club. That'd be an amazing fight club. Caliendo, I don't know. Maybe he surprise you. He might surprise you. Possibly. Maybe not. And I do have to do my PSA too. When I found out, because they said Alan Wiggins got AIDS through intravenous drug use, which it's sad. I like the Padres back then. Gary Templeton, then Tony Gwynn. Garvey was on the, didn't love Garvey, but Garvey was on the team at the time. And my PSA is this: like, if you're going to use smack, use clean needles, right? Use clean needles if you're going to do smack. Now, I'm not saying you should do smack, but if you were to do smack, go with the clean needles, right? Just like safe sex, right? You can use a condom. You're not going to use a used condom, are you? I don't think so. Why would you use a dirty needle? There's just no reason to use a dirty needle. So if you're going to use a condom, use one that's sealed. If you're going to use smack and you're going to shoot it into hypodermic, make sure the needle's clean. At least sterilize it, for God's sakes. But I wouldn't even do that. I'd throw it away. One use, we're done. Let's go ahead and get a new one. And that's just me taking care of you. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to me just shredded. Look at Bill. And that isn't doctored, okay? Well, like I need to tell you, we doctored the other ones, or they did. That's just Bill. Like I said, Bill's still in great shape. Great shape. Like, how many weathermen do you think are in that type of shape? I don't know. But that surfing's doing it, man. That surfing is doing it. Love that guy. We'll get him over to the backyard soon. Huh, Lou? Yep. Yeah, we had Kit. Now we got Lou. So we are all good to go. By the way, football starts tomorrow. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Football starts tomorrow. You'll be glad to know. Drafted our, like, seriously? We drafted our fantasy team, ran it through a draft analyzer, and I got a D. I'm lying to you. I didn't get a D. I got a D minus. It's not bad. You just kick me when I'm down. Like a D minus? Isn't a D bad enough? You gave me a D minus. I don't know if they give Fs, but a D minus? Thought my team was okay. Apparently not. Like, literally, it looks like you're talking. And I know you don't care at all. Zero cares for you. You're just like, what time is it? Okay. Okay, you've been good. You've been good. It's after 2. So you guys know how that goes. Anything after 2, Lou is not going to be super thrilled. So, okay, I'm going to ask her for you guys. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Go. Okay. Okay, you don't. Okay, look, you don't do. Hello, hey. Look, you don't. See, that's what happens. You cannot do that. I cannot ask her that and then expect to continue on with the show. So we're gonna feed Lou, because Lou's like, Now, she's gonna go at me like the Padres and the Braves did. So, you can't say it. You're right. You can't say you're hungry. You say you're hungry, it's over. It's done. Toast. Well, I was gonna go anyway because I had to feed her, because it's like after 2, and she wasn't gonna stop. She wasn't gonna be as vocal about it until I said, "Are you?" Then it's toast. Usually, she starts barking after the "Are you?" Are you? Let's see what we got to here. We're in the red now for the battery. Let's see. 9. Oh, look at that. We're good. We're good. Probably should go plug it in. And take care of it. I'm not sure how it got that low. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. All right. So we're gonna be back Friday. Friday will be Dr. Bob, Dennis Ranahan. Bob will break down some college football. Dennis will break down some pro football, and then we'll get into some other random stuff if anything else happens in the world of sports. So everybody have a great day, and we will talk to you Friday. See ya.